So first stop on my adventure. Unfortunately, really nothing special, but I got hungry, so decided to just take a stop over at the Steak and Shake in Tifton, Georgia. So I've been driving for about a good 2 hours now. Also, really had to go to the bathroom too. So I wish my first step on the trip here was something a little bit more noteworthy, but got hungry, so got to take care of basic needs. So, Steak and Shake in Tifton, Georgia. So it is just past 9 o'clock. My first stop was over in Tifton just to grab something to eat, and then it was just right back on the road. It's only about 20-30 minute stop there. Got a milkshake out of it though. Not sure how well you'll be able to see me at the moment. It is nighttime now, obviously. I think I'm heading toward Atlanta. I'm thinking I'm probably going to head just toward Atlanta and probably stop short, find kind of more of a smaller area to camp for the night, because I don't know about actually camping in Atlanta, but I don't know. I might just make it to the city and just try to find an urban spot to do it. Haven't decided yet, but so far it seems like my random internal compass is pointing toward Atlanta. Alright, so a bit of a development here. As I'm driving, I'm at exit 135 on I-75 going north, getting close to Atlanta. And as I'm driving by, I see this absolutely massive set of glowing lights kind of coming up on my right side. And as I get closer, it looks like there is some kind of a fair or something going on. So, yeah, I'm going to go check it out. See how much it's going to cost to get in and what it's really like and things like that. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere here, to be honest. So yeah, we'll see what this is all about. First real stop on the trip here. As I was just driving down 75, I ran across a big glowing light thing, and it turns out it is the Georgia State Fair. So I am here now at the Georgia State Fair. So we're going to check out what there is to see here, maybe ride a couple rides. They're supposed to be open for at least another couple hours, so we'll see what happens. So, Georgia State Fair. I've been here for about an hour and a half, and as you see, I am already actually sweaty and pretty worn out. Went on a couple of my favorite carnival rides, a few that I've not even been on in years, like the Fireball or Ring of Fire. It's just a roller coaster that goes in circles, and went on the Gravitron, the big alien ship thing that it just spins in circles, and you go up the wall because of the centripetal force. Rode an interesting ride that I've actually never ridden before. It's a dual swing, put me about 100 feet in the air. They're basically this swing on two sides of this really long arm. And I guess because I rode it solo, it's a little bit more intense that way. At least that's what the guy said after I was done with the ride. So that was interesting. Pretty intense G-force on that. I was actually not expecting that to be as intense as it was, but that was a lot of fun. And then finally I don't know what it was called. Actually, I had a claw something or other. Basically a set of 6 rows of 4 seats that just spins around in a circle and then goes up and down. And yeah, so we rode that once, and then there was this guy on it that just kept talking shit and yelling things at the operator. So after we were done with the first run, he went through and actually ran us through it again. And the guy kept on talking, and so the guy actually ran us through then a third time. So that was kind of an interesting way to end the night. So that was Georgia State Fair. Back to the road. Alright, so coming to the end of night 1. So basically today has been about 3.5 hours of driving until I got to the Georgia State Fair, and I randomly just kind of saw that on the side of 75. It was impossible to miss because of how bright the lights were. So I decided to stop off there as my first official adventure thing to do on the trip, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. It really was. Wore me out quite a bit though, so I decided that it was time to go ahead and call it a night. So this is the trickiest part of the trip, of course, of finding a spot to really go through and crash in my car safely. It needs to be a somewhat private spot, but obviously, that I'm out in public areas here, so that's a little bit of a challenge. I actually just came from one spot that I was in just a moment ago over at a parking lot at a Jameson Hotel. I was thinking that it was a pretty good spot, especially with the building kind of between me and east. Meaning when the sun rises in the morning, I'm not going to get baked in my car. Only problem was that there was a couple people that came out of the balcony of the hotel just while I was going through and getting the cars kind of switched over and organized to be able to sleep in. So I didn't really feel too comfortable there after all, and decided to move on to a different spot. I drove through the Walmart here real quick earlier and didn't really like the look of things in the parking lot. But after going over to the other that hotel location and kind of looking around in this area, I'm not really seeing a whole lot better. And there's a whole bunch of different RVs here. If I turn over to the side and you look in the background, you can see just kind of in the distance that there's a bunch of trucks and RVs. So I'm actually not directly in the Walmart parking lot. I'm in the same shopping plaza here. But I would decide to go kind of off to the side here because here's me parked, and the backside here is just this kind of wooded area. And that just gives me a little bit more privacy. Oh, over there's a cat. Hey, so I even have cats when I'm on the road. So I decided to just kind of set up camp over here. I did actually decide to go through and put up the Reflectix, which I will show you when I get to the inside and get kind of settled there. And I'm hoping for a little extra privacy from that. But I'm going to go ahead and get settled in here and take another video once I actually get inside. Alright, so I'm actually inside now and pretty much set up for the most part here. Got the memory foam bed and everything set up here, sleeping bag down at the end, and a little neck pillow here if I decide to go through and use that. So got those items, and this is the Reflectix setup that basically blocks my back windows. You can see that my little back quarter panel window holes there are filled up with just those pieces. And then the big piece covering the whole back window there. And, it's not trimmed perfectly to the size of it. And the reason for that being is that under here, there's actually Velcro that is holding it in place there. I like this design better than the videos that I saw that people were doing online and doing this, and how they cut it to fit and just kind of slid it into place using the frame of the car to guide it. I think the Velcro actually does a much better job than what I was seeing from them. On the side windows, you can see that I have the little mesh material here that adds a little bit of extra light blocking, a little bit of insulation there, and if it gets cool enough out, which right now it is definitely not, I can go through and actually roll down that window, or either window on the sides there, and hook up a little fan in the spot there to blow some air from the outside, just to keep the air circulating in here. For right now, I've actually had the air conditioner going while I was driving around, so I got kind of a nice little bubble of cool air in the car right now that will last me for a little while. And then I have my little fan off to the side here that is probably going to be going throughout the whole night to kind of keep me cool. Right, currently it says the temperature is 86-87 degrees out, so this is actually turning into a little bit more of a trip like I did down to Tampa, where I stuck in 88 degrees in a Walmart parking lot there, and I slept pretty good with the portable cooler AC going. I've got that ready to go through and hook up and power on here if I decide I need to go through and turn that on. I'm seeing if I can get by with just the fan for now, because I will have to go through and actually get some water to put into the cooler there so it has something to circulate. Unfortunately, this cooler does a little bit too good of a job in keeping everything cold in there, so all the ice that I put in there several hours ago at home is still ice. So, and of course, for the AC to work on that, it's got to circulate the water through the cooler. So I'm kind of SOL on that for right now, unless I decide I want to dip into my utility water and pour some in there. But we'll see how it goes. For right now, I'm just going to try to stick to just using the simple little fan here and seeing how comfortable I am. I think I'm just going to kind of chill for a little bit, watch some TV, and just relax. Pretty worn out from the fair and those rides. especially that one super swing. Whew, that did a number on me. That was a hell of a lot of fun, but I was not expecting that to be that intense. So I'm pretty beat right now, and so I'm probably just gonna chill for a little bit, watch some TV, and then go to sleep for the night and pick up the journey tomorrow. So signing off for the night tonight. Good night. Good morning, world. So it's just past 10 a.m. and I'm a little bit groggy, but I slept pretty decent last night. Had a little bit of trouble getting comfortable with how warm it was, but as the night went on, it did cool down quite a bit, and once I actually fell asleep, I was out. So just needed to get a little bit cooler out, and fortunately still struggling with some heat issues and the whole car camping thing, but I feel pretty decent today, and about to go try to find a place to get some breakfast, chill for a little bit, get some coffee, and go from there. I know the Gators game is today also, so I'm going to see if I can have some luck finding a good place to just sit and watch the game. Probably going to try to do that in Atlanta, though. I think that would be kind of fun to do in a big popular city, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, got some breakfast. Decided to just go over to the Waffle House. I can still even see the Walmart that I was just camped at overnight at from here still. It was simple, it was easy, I was hungry, really wanted coffee too, and surprisingly, the Waffle House really actually hit the spot. That was actually quite good. So, gonna start heading toward Atlanta now. The Gator-Auburn game starts at 3:30, so I think my goal is gonna be to kind of find my way through Atlanta and hopefully find some kind of a sports bar or something to hang out at and watch the game. So back to the exploration.